All right. Oh, we're already recording. Oopsies. All right, this webinar is now being recorded, and we are going to review all of the basics of the Luxury Presence dashboard. So first, I'm going to open up the chat box and the Q&A box. So if you have any questions, you can type them in and I will go over whatever you need to go over. And as I mentioned, this webinar is being recorded, so I can put it on YouTube afterwards. And you can email us at concierge@luxurypresence.com with any questions. So to log into our dashboard, you'll go to this link that I will also share with you in our Zoom webinar chat. And if you wanted to, you could reset your password if you forget it by clicking the reset password button right here. And I'll share this with you as well, just in case you forget your password. If you don't have a username yet, that's okay. Usually we wait until the end of the website build or the implementation process to provide you with a username. And you can use that username to log in. Then once you log into the dashboard, this is what it will look like. Oops, there we go. And here we can edit our properties. We can review our leads. We can edit our blog posts, communities, and users. So today we're going to review each item on this menu right here, from properties to integrations. We'll just go right down the list. And if you have any questions, feel free to type them in and we'll go over them. So to start, let's add a property. If you want to add a new property from the MLS and you have our MLS add-on, which means we've connected you to your MLS, we've signed a bunch of paperwork, and now you can import your listings from the MLS. Then you can go to the Properties tab, Add Property, and search for your listing using the MLS ID or address. This is an interesting listing. Let's import this one. That's kind of hard to say. Twist. Huh. Interesting. What a beautiful property. This is going to be fun. So when you add a listing from the MLS, it's adding all of the information. So you can just review it and save. Let's see if there's anything we want to change here. A lot of MLSs have a character count limit, which is probably why this realtor added some shorthand, like SS. I'm not even sure what that means. So we could update this information if you wanted to and type out the full words. We don't need to use any shorthand. You can have as many characters as you want. There is no limit, so you can just keep typing and add a beautiful description for your listing. Stainless steel. And this property is $875,000. The property status is pending. So let's just give this property a name. Twisp River Road. That's hard to say. Twisp River Road. And now let's review our listing on the front end. So this is just my demo website, so it's a little chaotic and there's a lot going on. But let's find our new barn. A lot of these listings are just made up properties, and I ran out of street name ideas, so I just started using my cousin's names. Now let's find our listing. It should be right around here. Oh, here we go. And it has the banner under contract. So here's our gorgeous listing. Equestrian's Dream. Even though this is a short description, it actually looks really nice there. And we have all of the important information. Wow, that's a lot of square footage. If you have a big property like this, you could change the square footage Let's see, where's square footage? Oh, so this is 473,000 square feet. I don't know the translation or how many acres that would be, but if you wanted to, you could add acres. Let's just see how many acres this is. Square feet to acres. 400,000 is 10 acres. Oh, wow, I would have thought it would have been more. Okay, so let's just say this is 10 acres and 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 half bath, your build. We could add some garage space, water frontage if you wanted to. If you had a virtual tour, you could paste the YouTube or Vimeo link here, or the Matterport link for a virtual tour here, or any other site similar to Matterport. That's just the one that it seems a lot of people use. And sorry, when I said virtual tour, I meant video. If you have a video tour, you can add the YouTube or Vimeo URL right here, and it will appear on the front end. Now, this listing will sync with the MLS ID. So if the agent for Twisp River Road changes the price, it will update automatically on my demo website, which is pretty cool. If you wanted to, you could change the images. So let's just say we wanted to remove this image right here. We could click the X and remove it. When we're editing the images, it's going to stop the sync of images, which we want. So we're going to confirm changes. Oh, wow, look at the view. Oh my God. I kind of want to go visit Twisp, Washington. So now you can see the images are not synchronized with the MLS. Everything else is, but this is really great because we don't want our MLS to override our changes on the website. Similar with the listing description. So let's say we wanted to write out stainless steel. When we start typing, we're going to stop the sync of the description, write out stainless steel appliances. And now this description will stay the same. So if the agent updates the description on the MLS, it will not override our changes. It will not go back to SS appliances. It will stay as stainless steel. I wanted to show you one cool trick for this listing. Also, let's refresh on the front end and see if the acres are updated. Here we have our acres and our garage spots and stainless steel. So as you can see, this is sort of a long URL right here. And if we're posting, oh, I wonder what that is. Interesting, farms are so interesting. So if we're posting this listing on our social media, we could do a shorter version of this URL. So this is pretty cool. Oh, we were right about the 3-car garage. We just took a guess, but that's right. So let's create an alias for our listing here. Let's go back. I'm going to sort by create date, recent to old. So then our new listing is right here, and we can edit this listing. And in the second field right here, it says aliases. So we can create an alias called Twisp and enter and save. So now we have a little nickname for this listing, and we can change the end of our URL from the full address to just Twisp, and it will take us to our listing. Isn't that cool? So now when we post our ranch on social media, we can just use the shorter version of the URL, and then it's just a shorter, sweeter URL that's easier to remember. This is a fun listing. Let's say we wanted to add this listing to our site, but it wasn't on the MLS, or we wanted to add any listing to our website that wasn't on the MLS, or we don't have the MLS add-on. If we don't have the MLS add-on, we can add a property manually. You can add a property manually even if you do have the MLS add-on. You just click add new property twice. And then you can enter the information for a listing. It doesn't take that long. Let's call our property Golden Hour Retreat. And the address is 1213 Ian Lane. Again, I just go through the names of all of my cousins for these street names. City, Boulder, Colorado, 80301. Country, United States. If you wanted to leave that blank, let's just say all of your listings are in the US, so you don't really need to do that. You can just add a space there. And for property status, let's say for sale. And next. So here's our Golden Hour Retreat. We're just gonna manually enter all of this information. Now don't worry, I won't bore you by going through every single field. I'll just add a few pieces of information. I'll say this property is $800,000, and we're not gonna add any special characters here, no dollar signs, no commas. We can add a description here. I'm just gonna borrow the description from Twist River Road. And if you had a lease or a rental, you would select the property status for sale and add the lease price here. Let's say it's $8,000 a month. And we could add other pertinent information: beds, baths, half baths, year built, garage space, water frontage. Let's just say, for example, HOA fees are very important to you, but they're not necessarily surfacing on the front end of your website. Let us know, and we can create a customization to surface that information. I actually am not sure if HOA fees are going to show on my demo website, but let's give it a try. And finally, let's add an image. So I'm going to grab an image from a stock photo website, Pexels.com. Pexels.com is really cool, and they even have free videos. This is actually kind of a cool video. I'm going to add this to my demo website. Whoa, I'll download that for later. So if you have a website with video content, for example, my demo website does have a video right here. So I can swap this video. I'm going to use the windmill one later, if that's what that's called, windmill. I'm not sure. So let's just grab a photo of my new farm ranch on Ian Lane. I'm looking for a golden hour sunset view of a house. A gorgeous photo. This is nice. Ooh, I love all these photos. Okay. Let's grab a photo. Let's grab this under construction listing right here, because I can actually show you how to crop it. Now, of course, you probably are comfortable cropping all of your images because you're working with a lot of different images as a real estate agent. But I just wanted to show you my favorite website that I wish I knew about sooner in my life, Fermi.net. And I'm going to give you this link so you can bookmark it if you want to. And the width is 1920 and the height is 1200. And this is the ideal ratio for a banner image. This is basically a full screen on a desktop. So I'm going to crop this image like this and then add it here. As you probably know, and this is why you chose Luxury Presence, our websites are beautiful and have gorgeous full screen images. If we just look at a property, we can see these listing images are gorgeous and full screen. So it takes up the full screen on a desktop, which is why it's important to have images that are high res. So if you're importing listings from the MLS and they look a little bit low res, as you probably noticed with our Twisp property, let's go back to Twisp. I wonder if I'm saying that right, Twisp. So you can see this image is a little bit low res for the full screen view. So if this were my listing and I had high res photos, I would add those instead. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. The ideal width would be 1920, And I have a little Chrome extension so we can see the width is 1090, so it's really close. It's just being stretched a little bit. But you can see when it's smaller, the same image looks much more clear, which is why a lot of property websites add smaller images as opposed to these big gorgeous images. But I love the big image because you can really see all the details. You know, we can really see the kids' photo on the mantle right here. Okay, so back to our golden hour retreat. We added an image, we added some info, and now let's save. And this listing will be on the front end of our website. You can see it doesn't take that long to add a listing manually, but it's definitely easier to import a listing right from the MLS. So our golden hour retreat was 800,000. So my properties are ordered from price high to low. So I've got to scroll down to the 800,000s. And there's Twist. And here's our golden hour retreat. So you can see our gorgeous listing right here, golden hour retreat. We have the rent price, and then we have this information here. So the HOA feed is not surfacing on the front end of our website. So if that were something that was important to you, you could let us know, and then we could request a customization from our development team to add that info to the front end. Again, feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Most of our clients spend the majority of their time editing properties. So I just wanted to show you once more how easy it is to import a listing from the MLS. First, you'll go to Properties, then Add Property, and you'll search the MLS for your listing by typing in the address or the MLS ID. Once you find your listing, I'm just going to try to pick a cute listing for us. Then, oh, this looks interesting. Then we'll click Import Property and review all the info. This is a great step so you can just double check this is all the info that you want to show on the front end of your website. For example, let's say we wanted to hide this particular gym photo. We could remove that, confirm changes, and save. Then we have American Lake Waterfront Gated Estate with southern exposure. What a great description. Then we can just give our property a name and save, and it will be added to the front end. So it's really quick and easy to import a property from the MLS, but you will need to import each new listing. They're not added automatically. You will need to import each new listing from the MLS. As the listing status changes or the price changes, it will sync with the MLS. It's connected via the MLS ID. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so we can skip this MLS section. If you don't use the MLS, you can totally forget about them. Okay, great. Moving on to the Agents tab, I'm just going to go over this one super quickly because you're probably going to wonder what this is and what this means. We usually build a custom team page if you have a smaller team, but this is what the Agents component looks like. If you have multiple agents or a bigger team, then we probably are going to pull from this Agents tab. If we build a custom page, you can still add your agent information here because it will apply in a couple of other places on the back end. Just when you're selecting an author for a blog post, this drop-down menu is pulling from the Agents tab. And when you're selecting a, listing agent, this drop-down is pulling from the list of agents on the Agents tab as well. Now, let's talk about leads, public accounts, and integrations. These three are connected: leads, public accounts, and integrations. So leads are coming in from the front end of your website. A lead could fill out a form, get in touch form, or request info. Click a request info button. Let's just fill this out super quickly so we can see the info on the back end. Now, if I just refresh my page on the back end, a lead will be here. And here's our new lead. So we can manage our leads here by just reviewing them. There isn't a whole lot to do on this tab other than review your leads. Public accounts are leads as well, but we recently separated these out. So all public accounts will be under the leads tab. The leads is sort of the parent, but we broke out the sort of child public accounts so you could see them separately. A public account would be anyone, oh, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. I'm not going to sneeze. Oh yes, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So a public account would be someone who logged in to your account. So some of our users use this, some don't. But you could create a login so that someone could save listings on the front end of your website. Okay, so a public account would register for an account and then they would be here under your list of public accounts. Now, again, there isn't much to do here but observe who is a public account, which is why we would recommend setting up an integration so you don't miss the lead. So you're not always logging in to check. You can receive an email notification. So the first integration that we set up by default is usually called something like SendGrid integration or lead notification email. And these go to the recipients listed here. So you can add multiple recipients, separate them by a comma, or you could just have one person receive all lead notification emails. The lead notification email will look just like this. It will say who submitted the lead and what they said and which page they were on when they submitted the lead. Let us know if you need any help adjusting this. And then we also have direct integrations with the following providers: Contextually, Follow Up Boss, SendGrid, MailChimp, HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, and MoxieWorks. So if you're using any of those CRMs, we can set up a direct integration so that all of your leads are going to that provider. We'll just ask you for your login information so you can generate an API key and set up the event. So all of your leads are going somewhere specifically. We receive a lot of questions on the support team about leads and how to manage them. So if you're looking for a CRM, MailChimp is free, so that may be a good place to start. So you could enroll all of your leads in an email marketing campaign if you wanted to automatically. That's just one option. Let us know if you have any questions about your CRM integrations. We can do it for you. And I'm going to just briefly talk about developments just so you know what they are. Although a lot of our clients don't use this section. So a development would be, I'll just show you an example. A development would be a group of properties in a specific building. I think that's pretty straightforward, but basically we can build these development pages. For example, Hilton Highland has a development in Beverly West, and then they have a list of properties available in that building. And obviously, if you're looking for a listing, you're either looking for a listing in Malibu or Miami or Beverly West. You don't want to look through a long list of properties in all of these different places. It would just be a little confusing. So a development is a nice way to separate them out. And now the publisher is the blog. So you can post to your blog using the publisher. It's really easy to create a blog post. And our marketing team would say something like, it's great to have a marketing strategy prior to posting. So it's important to have a specific brand, tone of voice, color scheme, and content calendar before posting. That way you can post consistent content, and they would recommend setting calendar reminders so that you're posting consistently. Also, It's great to be consistent posting on social media. That way people can expect content rather than posting 55 times in January and then nothing for the rest of the year. It's great to sort of have a consistent calendar and maybe post every other Wednesday or something like that. And one way that our publisher makes that easy is, let's look at our most recently posted blog post about a new restaurant, Ashkara. This is already published, but you can actually schedule your blog posts out in the future. So if you wanted to sit down and write all of your content on one day of the week, then you could schedule the posts on a specific date and time in the future. Or you could just say now if you wanted to post it right now. And feel free to type in any questions in our Zoom webinar chat or Q&A section if you have any questions about how to schedule your blog posts. When adding your blog post, you can set it to draft if you want to just save it, walk away, and then come back to it, or published would be published. Leave the category field blank unless you have multiple blog pages, which very few of our clients do, so leave it blank. And if you wanted to hide the date, you could say do not display date. You could even backdate a post if you wanted to go into the past, if you're bringing content over from the previous website. When selecting a featured image for your blog post, it's great to pick something generic that can be cropped differently on a phone, because it's going to be cropped. This shows the full image here, but if we look here, it's going to be cropped. It's going to be cut off a little bit in sort of a horizontal way. And then if we're looking at this on a phone, it's going to show more of the image vertically. So it's great to pick a generic image that could be cropped in different ways. So let's pick a new image for this, because I feel like we don't get to see the food. It's just this girl's face. So I'm just going to find a new food image on Texels.com. I'm just going to search for dinner and grab a gorgeous food photo. Okay, let's add this dinner photo here, plate, and save. So we updated our featured image, and this is our text editor box here. So we can easily add lots of different types of content in the CMS section. First, I'm going to delete this. We could add different rows and different sections. So this is what it looks like to begin, to start, and then you can add a one-column section. Of course, you can just add text here if you wanted to. You could add a two-column section. You could add images, and you can embed different content. I'm truly just learning this, but you can actually add an iframe of another website depending on that website's security. So let's just go ahead and try this right now. So we're representing this new restaurant, Ashkara. Not representing, we're talking about in our blog post. So let's see if we can embed their website. We're going to copy the URL and go back to our blog post. So here we could add a YouTube video or a website link and click OK. And it worked. This is so exciting. So now people can make a reservation in our blog post and see the times. We could also add a YouTube or Vimeo video. Let's grab a YouTube video. Oopsies. Ashkara restaurant. Oh, perfect. Let's just copy the link. Let's make sure we grab the right link, the URL right here, and we're going to add the video here. I kind of want it to be a full screen video. So I'm going to add another row, click inside of here, and go to Insert, Edit Media, and paste the YouTube link. One cool thing is we can make this video bigger or smaller. So we could click on this minus sign to make the video smaller or the plus sign to make it bigger. If we wanted to make this section centered within our section, we can add a couple new cells right here by clicking this blue plus sign. And we can sort of use these as padding around our video. A blog is a great way to boost your SEO. So we're always trying to help you rank higher on Google. So for your SEO title, you can just add your blog post title. There's no reason to worry about this too much. And for the SEO description, you can just add your teaser text, your short blog post description, or the first sentence of your blog post. And then for the SEO tags, this is hidden, so you can get a little bit more creative. I would recommend adding words separated by a comma that describe you and your business. That way, when people are Googling these terms, you are ranking a little bit higher on Google. So I just described myself here, Chris Bonagro, luxury presence, Boulder, Colorado, customer success. But you can describe you and your business and separate those words by a comma. If you have any questions, let us know. We have an amazing SEO team ready to help. So let's go ahead and publish this baby and see how it looks on the front end. I'm actually not sure how it's going to look. So we wrote a blog post about a new restaurant, Ashkara. We have a gorgeous new image that looks great cropped either way, making us hungry. And then we embedded the ability to make reservations for this restaurant on our blog post. How cool is that? This place is actually just crazy busy and booked out far into the future. And then we have our video here. So they were on the news. And I always just recommend making sure it works. So everything looks really good here. I'm really proud of our blog post. And it's already been published, so it's already out there. Editing communities, next on the list is communities, is so similar to editing a blog post because we're working with the same CMS section, the same header image. It's just in a slightly different order on the back end. So we have the same blue cells, and you can get really creative with your community section or keep it very simple. It's up to you. So some of our clients have really robust community pages where they add tons of content about the community. Wow, that's a crowded beach. Let's say we wanted to swap this photo because we don't want people thinking Santa Monica is this crowded all the time. So we can go to the back end and find Santa Monica, and let's swap this photo. I'm going to find a photo on Unsplash, and let's just look for Santa Monica, California. Much better. Okay, we can have the pier. This beach is a little bit less crowded, or just palm trees. Ooh, let's do the Ferris wheel at night. Pretty. So we're going to download that, and we're going to upload it here. Beautiful. So here's our new photo, Santa Monica. And then as you can see here, we could add different sections. We can click the garbage can to remove different sections. I love when our clients link out to other websites or local places within the community. One of my favorite community pages is, I believe it's Ginger Martin. Oh, it's not Ginger, sorry, it's Jade. Jade Mills has amazing community pages that have really great content with important keywords to help boost her SEO. She breaks out each section, each paragraph, with the people in the lifestyle, parks, nature and clubs, hotels. So this is really nice. Restaurants, nightlife, shopping, and a school. So this is just a great idea for other content if you're thinking of adding more content. And then notable sales. So this really makes her look like a local expert, and we trust her a little bit more because she knows all this information about the platinum triangle. I don't even know what that means, the platinum triangle. I hadn't even heard of that before, but now I know a little bit about this. Oh, Bel Air, Holmby Hills, and Beverly Hills. Interesting, cool. If you wanted to, you could add video, you could add images, you could add any content that you wanted to your community pages. Let's go back to our Santa Monica page and refresh and see how our new purple image looks. It's just going to take a moment to load. Oh my gosh, it looks so great. Beautiful. Gorgeous. All right, and again, let me know if you have any questions about editing communities. Now, let's talk about users for a quick second. This is a new feature. Now you can add additional users to the dashboard. So this is what we use to log into the dashboard. So we create the initial user for you, give you your login information, and then once you log in, you can create users for everybody else on your team. If you have an assistant or you want to give somebody else in your team access, you can click Add User, add their name, then add their role, either owner or general. If it's general, you can control what they have access to. If you didn't want to give them access to leads, users, and integrations, you would give them a general role, or you could just make them an owner and then they could access all of this. And then add their email and password. Now, when you type in this password, it's going to be all dots, so just make sure that you're copying and pasting it from somewhere else so you know exactly what you're typing, and save. So now we created a new user for Jane, and now Jane can log in and use that email address and password that we just gave her. This is also really nice in case someone on your team forgot their password, you can reset it for them. And then we already discussed integrations when we talk about leads and public accounts. It's really easy to set up these integrations, but we can help you with this because there are a few steps and we have got this down because we are doing this with clients all the time. So we're happy to set up an integration with any of these providers for you. Simply email us at concierge@luxurypresence.com and we can help you. So let me know if you have any other questions. I'm going to stop the recording of this